Forgive me. The following, I may not have all the facts completely straight, so I encourage you to look them up. My idea on my channel, Reverse De-Evolution, I mentioned on one of my videos, I mentioned on the video, don't avoid people, learn to filter out toxicity. I was watching that a moment ago, and they were and I was saying, I'm here to reverse de-evolution, and what I mean by that is learn how to filter out all the shit. Hope I can say that word on YouTube. I hear it on YouTube. I hear people cussing on YouTube, even though some people say you're not supposed to. But anyway, filter out all the toxicity, filter out all the bad stuff. And when we go about our lives, when I go about my life, I want to learn how to filter out toxicity. When someone talks to me in a certain tone of voice, when someone says certain words to me that activate me, I want to learn how to filter them out, consciously filter them out and say, this is someone's opinion, this is someone's way of talking, or maybe they don't know how to talk in a kinder tone of voice, or maybe they don't know how to use words. I mean, we're trying to learn a lot of stuff. Many people, when they troll on YouTube or troll on the internet or troll on social media, maybe they don't know how to use words. Maybe there isn't any tone of voice yet. Maybe when we start doing voice messaging, I don't know, when we start evolving and doing voice messaging, we can learn how to filter out tone of voice again. But I swear, in life, there's probably plenty of times when we go out in life. And I don't know if that's why many working class people and many people that don't get around a lot face to face. I don't know if that's why we use a lot of chat and a lot of websites. I don't know if that's why many customer service agents like to use chat. They might think that it's quicker to use chat. They might think that it's more efficient and quicker to refer a customer to a website than to spend time with them on the phone. Maybe it's not cost effective. Maybe it's not as efficient as websites and chats, but I bet dollars for donuts. One of the reasons why many people go to chat and websites is because we're afraid to talk to each other. Now, I have an eyesight problem. I have my eyes crossed. Please forgive me, but I'm doing my level best right now to look into the camera so I can look you guys right in the eye, and you guys can look me in the eye. See? We used to do this offline. If you guys are past Generation X, if you guys are Gen Z or later in the world after me, I'm Generation X. And I don't care what generation I am. I'm just stating a fact. Many people live their lives online and live on their phones. I told a drugstore, the corporate department one time, can't I go into a store and ask anyone face to face about a product? About looking for the right size clothes, or looking for the right stats on a product, like a humidifier or an air conditioner or a phone, a smartphone or whatever. Can I do that anymore? And they're like, well, we'll take your idea into consideration, Ms. E. But it was like they didn't have a clue. It was like they were profit motivated. I guess first of all, they might have been just profit motivated, but I think dollars for donuts, they couldn't grasp the idea of a customer going up to a counter and saying, I need to return this item, or I need to look at the stats on this other item. Could you please help me? Whatever. I'm just talking in business terms, what I've experienced. I forget what the product was, but I was trying to go to Walgreens, and I wanted to go face to face and buy a product. And many products at stores, even at places like Walmart. Now, my roommate and I don't like Walmart too much. We're not too crazy about that. They support Israel. But when we used to shop at Walmart more frequently, back in the day, like before we found out about what they supported. I wanted to go into a store and buy a product. I forget what the product was. I'll just make something up. A set of dishes or whatever. I'm just making something up. A set of plates. Just keep it simple, you guys. I didn't know if it was the plates with the stripes on them because it wasn't on the label online. I was looking online and I called them up and I'm saying, is it the ones with the stripes? And they said they didn't know. And I said, can I come into the store and find out? And they said, well, we have a bunch of the things with the stats you're mentioning in the back room. We don't have them on display yet, but we do have them online. And I'm like, well, sir, I need to look at them. I need to make sure that it's the right label and the right stats, and you don't have the information posted on your website. And they said, well, sorry, we can't help you. And I got off the phone and I thought, geez, if I spend some time and energy going to that store, if I spend money on an Uber or spend 2 hours on a bus going into that store, and then, I have other things I need to do. So first of all, they don't have the information on the website. Second of all, they can't even tell me if it's necessary for me to come into the store and look. So that's just an example. But I bet it's because we want to avoid each other. The business people, it's not worth their money or their time to see a customer face to face. And many of us customers, we would rather do things online, but what if something's not user friendly or whatnot? My point that I want to drive straight home is this. I want us to be able to practice doing face-to-face stuff again. Now, one of my last songs that I posted on my AI music channel was, I want to see you face-to-face. And it's not published because I'm trying to protect my songs from the algorithm. I don't know who's been trying to shadow ban my music videos, or if it's just not out there yet because I just made that music channel. Maybe I have to spend another couple of years promoting it, and I'll have to be promoting it here on Reverse De-Evolution because I have no other way of promoting it. It's really hard when you don't have a lot of money either. I've had people on YouTube offer to promote my videos, but they've charged me for it, and I've had to turn them down. So that's another thing. And it would have been really cool if I'd been able to talk to them, maybe talk to them on the telephone. Now, listen to me. God, I didn't used to want to talk to people on the phone, but I think it's crucial that we learn how to do that again, guys. If we're spending so much time on the internet, I thought the internet back in the day was supposed to help me get things done. I was very, very severely shut in from social anxiety about 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. This is 2025. Back in 2005, I was attending a mental health program at X Hospital, and I could barely get out of the house except to go to that program. I was coming home, and I had just gotten the internet. I hadn't gotten YouTube yet because I didn't have sound on my computer. I had to buy a sound card. Back in the day, they had sound cards. We didn't have as many smartphones, and I didn't have sound on YouTube. I didn't even have a laptop. I had one of those clunky desktop that are about as big as the couple of dressers behind me here in this room. And I didn't have sound on it, and I didn't have YouTube. I had to rely solely on written stuff, on websites, I couldn't watch videos, so I was doing a lot of reading and learning about myself, but I was very isolated in my room. I was in a different room. We were living in a different apartment, but I was sitting at a desk until I threw my back out. I had to stand at a desk, and a standing desk, and read all day long. I was really isolated, and I was not knowing about it, but I was losing my ability to communicate with people. I had enough trouble communicating with people because I hadn't yet learned cues and clues on how to communicate. I was learning how to communicate. I was learning, I was even downloading and printing scripts that I could read while I talked to people on the phone. I was even getting getting cue cards that I could maybe sneak read while I went up to the counter when I had to talk to someone at a store. God forbid, I could barely even buy clothes. I was shaking so badly. Sometimes I was standing in the aisle and I was shaking so badly I could hardly even read labels on clothing or whatnot, or on boxes. My anxiety was that bad. And the other days that I was trying out anti-anxiety medicine and antidepressant medication that my psychiatrist then had prescribed, I was so out of it from the medication that I could barely even stand up to go to a store. So please, ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect, don't you dare tell me to, have you tried any medication, Jen Carroll? Well, I tried medication, and I had to choose between feeling drunk from it or for having the anxiety so bad that I couldn't function. One of the things that I have been learning is this. When you deal with people, yes, we have to learn communication skills. We have to learn how to talk to each other like adults. The other thing we need to learn, I'll speak for myself again, many of us need to learn, I need to learn still, is this. Learning how to cope when someone speaks to us in a certain tone of voice. Learning how to cope when someone is abusive. Our brains, thank God we're learning. Thank God the YouTube community and the psych community is learning about how the brain reacts, how the brain goes into survival mode when someone yells at us, when someone speaks to us in a tone of voice, when someone talks down to us, when someone goes, "What do you mean this?" or whatever. I'm just saying an example. That's why we need communication skills. We need to learn how to be kinder to one another, and we need to learn how to cope when we're scared, when we're freaking out, when we're feeling like we're being attacked. And it is feeling like we're being attacked when someone speaks to us that way. I was watching a video. I'll give you another example. I was watching a video last night on a channel that I had subscribed to. There's a woman there. I'm not going to mention her name because I'm a little afraid I might unconsciously misspeak, or or it might come off like I know it all or whatever. But there is this woman I was listening to. She was on I don't know if it was a live. I don't think it was a live stream, but it was a video. And she was saying, "I cannot deal with this anymore. I can't take this anymore. I'm lying in bed all the time. I'm depressed. I'm isolated. I can't. I don't know what to do." And I felt like she was displaying classic symptoms of someone who might have been very severely verbally and emotionally abused. She had mentioned, I believe, now I'm not 100% positive, but she was talking about how anxious she was, how depressed she was, and it looked like classic symptoms of verbal and emotional abuse. She had gone through that. And she had mentioned in an earlier video a while back about her mother coming over and visiting her and harassing her, just basically telling her, "You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to clean up your house, you need to clean up your room." She was talking to this woman, this blessed woman, in a tone of voice like talking down to her and saying, why can't you do this? You need to do that. You know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The kind of tone of voice that people say, maybe when they're trying to help you, maybe when they're trying to give you advice, or maybe when they're wondering what's going on, why you're like 40 odd years old and you're still not growing up yet, or you're still not keeping house, or you're still not. And trust me, honey, I'm kind of going off on tangents here. My room used to be a worse mess than it is now. I'll let you look at it. It's a little bit cluttered. I'll let you look a little bit at it. It's a little bit cluttered, ladies and gentlemen, but it used to look a lot worse. The dresser behind me the drawers used to be halfway open, and I don't play the organ behind me. It's kind of part of the furniture right now. It's sentimental value. But those drawers, believe me, they used to have clothes hanging out of them. They used to be strewn all over the place. My bookcase, my books on my bookcase, yes, they're kind of a mess right now, but they used to be all over the floor. I used to step on them when I walked into the room. Um, I used to, have stuff strewn all over that dresser behind me. I had that picture back there. That family picture back there used to be knocked over and askew and strewn on the. My room used to be a god awful mess. And you know how I learned how to clean up my room? When I started doing my mesh process, when I started doing my mental wellness process, and listening to stuff on YouTube, I used to, when I got sound on my new laptop that I used to have, I used to look around the room and say to myself, I think I deserve a better environment. I think I deserve a better room. I think I know how I can tidy that up, or I think I know how I can maybe pick that up. Now those cardboard boxes behind me, there's no place to put them, and I could probably put them outside, but I need to deal with another mindset that says maybe I should save them for something, but I don't think there's anything I can save them for. I learned on yet another video about hoarding. You can just throw away things you don't think you need within a week. You can throw them out. So maybe I'll put them outside. That's an idea. I did not used to have those ideas, especially before my aunt passed away. My aunt was like a mom. My mom. I didn't have a mom really. My mom passed away when I was 9. My aunt raised me, and my aunt used to speak to me in the same tone of voice that the woman on the video that I watched was talked to. My aunt used to say, "Oh, your room is a mess, Carol. Why can't you clean up your room?" And she very rarely stepped into my room and even helped me clean up. Sometimes she would even say, "Can I help you clean up your room, Carol?" And I'm like, "I don't feel like cleaning." I was just depressed. I had anxiety. And when you're in that much emotional pain, you don't even want to think about cleaning up your room. So help me, you don't want to think about it. I've been watching videos lately about how clutter and a messy surroundings could reflect trauma. I've been reading and watching videos about that. I'm not a therapist, but I feel like I'm getting a lot of free therapy on YouTube with peers and even with therapists that put up free videos, and spiritual advisors and stuff that talk about God, and they say, let Jesus carry you, let God carry you. That's my spiritual beliefs, my ideals code of universal ethics. I'll get into that on another video. But I swear, that could be one of the reasons why we don't talk to each other anymore. We're scared now. We're afraid that we won't be able to cope if we have to do things face to face. I bet dollars for donuts, if our internet ever shuts down, or if our computers ever malfunction and we're stuck doing things face to face again, how are we going to learn how to do it without practice? I'll end right there. How are we going to learn how to do it anymore without practice? If we're so busy criticizing each other because our eyes cross, or because our hair is a mess, or our room's a mess, or whatever, if we're so busy doing that and we don't have any more compassion, how in the world are we going to learn how to have a world? If we can't learn how to communicate, and if we can't learn how to cope when we feel like someone is being abusive to us, when we can't learn to stand up for ourselves and get along. Okay, I'm going to go now. That's today's video. Happy Friday. Be safe this weekend. Party responsibly. You're loved, and you can feel free to watch my music channel. It's on a short. There are links and buttons. You can go to my music channel. Okay, if you want to hear songs, if you want to hear me talk, stay right here on this channel. Like and subscribe. You're loved, alright? God bless you.